Hi, I'm Orangey. Let's talk about Odin Wolf. Who is he? How do you not know? Anyway, Odin Wolf was a fursuiting YouTuber. He often made videos about the fandom, talking about memes or just a weird side of the fandom, albeit in a positive way, with the general message being that it's okay to be weird. And I agree. I mean, look at my art style. It looks like a 7-year-old's drawing. My PFP with fan art by this guy on FA. This is how I actually draw. uh, Odin Wolf was my first furry YouTuber. He is who I first got into, and when I started saying, wait, furries are actually kind of cool, not gonna lie. Before I get into what happened, maybe I need to do a history lesson to y'all, just in case y'all don't really know. So, Odin Wolf got his start on DeviantArt. He actually, at one point, was interested in becoming an artist. The original Odin Wolf was gray with red hair. This was around the time he came out as officially gay as well, which is a running theme in his art. He would chill on DeviantArt for a while, and after saving up some money in 2010, he purchased his first fursuit. Apparently, dark gray isn't a fur they could do though, so that doesn't really make that much sense to me though. Couldn't they just dye it? I'm getting off track. This fursuit, however, was not liked by Onan at all. From what he had said, the fur was low quality, it was hard to see through, and hard to breathe in as well. So he ditched it, and the next convention he had bought the one with the bigger muzzle, which some people aren't a big fan of because this other one's more detailed. That's the one he bought in 2014. But you know what? I like both, so whatever. From 2011 to 2015 or so, he would dabble into content creation, although it was mersuit videos. What's a mersuit? Basically, just the fursuit used for sexual purposes, and there's nothing wrong with owning one, but you know. In 2015, he would create a YouTube channel for family-friendly videos, or well, generally SFW videos anyway. He would gain traction due to him being actually pretty informative about the fandom. If you didn't know much, he was the best channel for it. Due to this, his channel would become pretty popular, collaborating with YouTubers such as Majora Strawberry and Corey Coyote. Although some people did bully him about his older content, he didn't really let that get to him, at least not at first. He would get a lot of attention for his videos, and he opened a Patreon as well. And so he had a pretty stable income for a while, as far as I'm aware. In around 2019 or so, he would reclaim his adult side and created a new character, Night of Flow, which is Own Wolf backwards. Clever. And Nido is a bunny he often used to express this side of him. I don't know when he got the Nido fursuit created, but I think it was 2018 or so. But still, he created his Night of Flow channel in around 2018, I believe, which, as stated before, would be for the adult side of himself. He never posted outright pornographic material to YouTube anyway. Remember this. Around that same time, he would also create 14 Werewolves, an adult toy store basically, and created some products that are pretty high quality from what I've heard. Although I don't really use adult toys, so you know. 2023 was a pretty bad time for him. Basically, this self-proclaimed Christian, which as a regular churchgoer I know is bullshit. This guy just wants to bully people and stuff. And he went to a furry convention to harass people, including Odin. Then someone had stolen his stock. Basically, he had his 14 werewolves stock completely stolen, or something like that, or a big chunk of it. And to make things worse, his channel got taken down. Night of Flow first, and then Odin Wolf. And this kind of broke him. He had years of work washed away just like that. When I had seen this happen, I was heartbroken. I had skimmed his Twitter, which is for adults only, so I should emphasize minors do not go to it. But I had skimmed it to see any updates he's got, and it was as good as gone. He didn't try to make a new channel, though, as he had considered retiring at that point anyway. He mostly makes Mersuit content now. However, there is a bit of a lukewarm ending. A furry called Purhowl had made their channel dedicated to archiving Odin's content and a couple Night of videos too. Although most of the Night of Flow channel is lost for what I know, so, you know, that's unfortunate. But they had apparently talked to Odin, and so I'll read from what they had said in their latest re-upload, their comment thread, as it is a bit of important information. This is one of my favorite videos from Odin back in the day. Same, dude. I love this video. Sadly, I could not get a way to archive it since the Wayback Machine couldn't back up this video. To my surprise, though, this video file was generously handed to me by Odin himself after I had a conversation with him. He's doing well, although he wishes to remain private, so don't bother him for non-business related reasons, and be respectful. Just appreciate that this video is a gift from Odin himself after he took notice of me archiving his old content and defending him from people making up bad things about him post-ban. Thanks for the re-uploads. Back then in the pandemic, I'd always binge his videos and it helped me through the depression. Wish people hadn't false reported him. He's gone, and yet we still have people like Onision still on YouTube. And this is where, he's corrected. He wasn't false reported, and he told me that the real reason he got banned was for linking his Just for Fans account on a second channel, which is apparently not allowed due to adult-only content. YouTube just gave him 3 strikes without warning and banned his main account with it. He had found out about this from a YouTube employee way after he came to terms with losing his channel and just never talked about it. You can't promote pornographic gambling guide sites and stuff. He basically promoted his OnlyFans. Yeah, and I'll admit that was kind of a screw up on his part, but he still didn't deserve what he got, in my opinion. Back to the thread. Yeah, oops. Wonder if he did learn from his mistake. I do still miss him. Me too, bud. He had learned that the spotlight brought him too much stress, and he's better off without his platform in hindsight. He had met a lot of bad people who used him. I'm not sure who they're referring to. Maybe Kiro? Did Odin even know Kiro? I can't actually remember. I do know that the Zeusatus leaks had his name, but that was mostly due to get attention. He was never in any of the chat logs, and I've read all of them. Unfortunately, I need bleach now. But yeah, that's the reason why he didn't bother to make a new channel. Although he clearly has no problem with re-uploads. So yeah. Aw, that sucks. YouTube has had both its good and bad, and I'm glad he's okay at least now. A lot of people seem to have hated him for no reason, and they just hated him for being openly cringe. And basically, the rest is just a guy who's in denial, and so I'll just say what Hal had to say. Odin said it both publicly and privately that you'll just have to let go. He's over, man. It's sad, but it's the truth. Take solace in the fact that he's happy now. So yeah, that's what happened to Odin Wolf. While it sucks his channel was taken down, I'm happy for him. He settled down and retired. So if you see him at a FurCon or something, give him a high five or maybe even a hug if he gives you consent. But don't go asking about making a new channel or something like that, or anything creepy either. That's just basic con etiquette, but it still needs to be said. I'm sure he'd love to say hi or something though. Now, what do I believe? I think he may one day consider returning. That's what I think. He might consider it, but don't take my word for granted though. I'm pretty sure he's retired and completely, which you just got to respect that. So I don't have an outro for this channel yet. Just subscribe, I guess.